Alright guys, hi. First I've got to apologise for the interference with the camera. It's got to do with these bright LED lights that I have, and it doesn't matter where I put the camera, it causes drama. But anyway, you can still see. Hope you can. Alright, so tonight I'm going to talk about mediums or ways to grow and what works best in whichever method for hydroponics. So firstly we have our sponges, and they work very well once you grow seed. In here I have coriander, a new batch coming on, and what I'll do when they get about yay high, I will pluck them out. This is Vermiculite, by the way. Now I don't... Vermiculite is supposed to be a volcanic product, I think. Now correct me if I'm wrong, please do. Anyway, it absorbs moisture very, very well. So it's really good for bringing up seedlings or seeds, for raising seeds. And when I pluck them out, I just pluck them out, put them in here, and then put them in an aeroponic system to raise them about, yay high, so they'll go into the NFT system. So sponges work much better in NFT than they do in, say, a wicking system. So basically they're for NFT. Alright, that's the first note that I would make, or that I would suggest. I've never needed peat pellets or cocoa core pellets, whatever you'd like to call them. Cocoa core is probably more accurate, but that's the size that I use. You don't need them any bigger, in my experience. And you actually wet these, they grow exponentially, quite large. In fact, I should go and get one. I should have thought about that before. Here is a tomato growing in one of those peat pellets. So they don't really get much wider, but they get quite a bit deeper or taller. So as you can see, the roots are coming out the sides and the bottom. Now these go very well in wicking systems and NFT. Or you can plant them in the ground or in pots. Doesn't matter. They're much better. These are about, jeepers, I think you get 9 for a cent, somewhere along those lines. Well, when I got them, they might have got quite a bit more expensive now, the sponges. These are about 2 cents each, maybe 3 cents, the cheaper ones, but the larger you get, of course, the larger, the more circumference, radius, diameter, get the word right. The more diameter, the more expensive they get. But you don't need any larger than that for hydroponics or to put in the ground. As you can see, when you plant it, the roots are coming out the side. I'll let these get quite a bit bigger, and then I just keep them in a tray with nutrient until they get quite strong. I need mine to be, if I'm putting them in NFT, I need them to be over 100 mil high. So that's 10 centimetres, because I've got 90 centimetre pipe. And you need that much once the roots develop. But I wouldn't put a tomato in NFT. I would put that in a wicking system or in a Dutch bucket system. But we'll get to Dutch buckets soon. Anyway, so that's peat pellets for you. Wicking system. This is a mix of cocoa and perlite. 40% perlite, 60% cocoa. Now, there's two types of cocoa you can get. You get cocoa core, which is not pH adjusted. So if you get them in the blocks, the large blocks, you need to pH adjust them even when you put them in the garden, even when you mix it into your soil, because the pH is normally quite acidic. I think it's acidic, but it needs to be adjusted. You can get it more expensive. In fact, you might be able to see it here. So this is premium hydroponic grade. You get this from Bunnings, but I do. It's about $14 a bag, but it will last for 3-4 years. And you don't need really big buckets. But this is the stuff, and it's really, really good. I've used it for quite some years now, and it works really well. Otherwise, you're going to have to use the big blocks. Let me show you one of those. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is like it's mega core. Well, this particular one, there's all different kinds, and they call it garden soil, but this should make up to 90 litres. So that's about a wheelbarrow, a big wheelbarrow, like a builder's wheelbarrow. And look, I tell you, it's good stuff, but you need to pH balance it. If you don't, you're going to have problems with your plants, because you need to rinse it out with rainwater. I wouldn't recommend using tap water for anything these days. So that's what I have to say about that product, or anything similar. You can get it off eBay, Bunnings, you know. Now the other thing is this is a little thing I've come up with, and I use this to grow, well, chervil and watercress, and it works very well for me, but only for NFT. And the reason for it being in this type of a grow bag, it's very small, is because it fits my pipes. So I only put this in the NFT, 90 mils, and while they're growing, I put them in these tall, well, I think they're tree pots, and they're like open at the bottom, and because their perlite wicks very, very well, I can just put that in a container and get it wicked and put my seeds straight on top. Quite a few different seeds will germinate like that. Watercress, chervil. So those are the main ones. I'm sure other people have different ideas. I've learnt recently about the possibility of you using worm juice, and it's supposed to work very well too. I'm still looking into that, because that'll be something for the future. Anyway, hopefully that helps. So the different kinds of mediums that you can use in hydroponic, various hydroponic systems.